Hey,
Hey, Rick.
Hey,
hey,
Rick.
what's up? Couldn't
Hey,
get my
Pete.
thing to work.
Hey,
Hello, hello. Hey, Peter. Hey,
cheers.
Bill. Hey, David. Everybody.
Yep,
Hey,
cheer, cheers indeed.
Now, last week when we looked at the John Barata, the memorial, I did not see it.
Yeah, when I looked at the video that they're recording, it wasn't there either.
Okay.
So if you look at the video from last week on YouTube,
Uh-huh.
I inserted it so it looks good and it
Oh,
sounds good.
Very good.
Were you able to insert my piece too? Because it was
did.
kind of strobe looking. Okay,
I did. I inserted your
Great.
piece,
that's good.
and
It's always nice to insert things.
yeah, because they don't come up very good on the Zoom.
I caught that.
All right, all right.
Yeah.
So what's been going on?
Okay.
Not much. Anybody got the
Stay
vaccines
warm.
yet?
So Pete, you got the vaccine yet?
I got the first shot,
Did you?
and
Congratulations.
Good.
Orange County has it down pat. I put in my request or appointment for the 6th of January from 3 to 5. I got there about 10 minutes to 3. And the first thing, it's at the convention center, which is pretty much unoccupied now. It's huge.
Yeah, yeah.
Turned off the road to get towards the parking lot. And there was a lady standing at the end of that before we turned, holding up a big QR code sign that you had to show her yours. Otherwise, you wouldn't get in.
Ah,
And we all had them. And said, okay, go down, follow that car in front of you.
It worked.
And we pulled into the entrance to the parking garage, the ground floor of the parking garage. And boom, 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 boom. They kept on scanning my QR code, they stuck a patch or a little sticker on my left shoulder. Never got out of the car.
It was a drive-through, huh?
Pardon?
Drive-through.
Yeah. They said, okay, go up to the next one and wait. And then they said, okay, go over to, now you've got like 6 or 7 lines. I said, go over to line 4, whatever. And then this guy from an EMT from the fire department comes over and goes, I wore a t-shirt so they could do it.
Yeah,
Boom.
yeah.
He says, okay, now go out the other end, and there's an empty parking lot, some semi-empty parking lot uncovered. Go there and they'll check you out, and then you wait 15 minutes to make sure there's no reaction. And then they said, okay, you can go, and boom. So I was out of there like in 30 minutes, 40 minutes.
Wow.
I was
Oh,
just
that's
thinking how
great.
much more,
And
how much
they
more
give me my
interesting.
schedule for the next shot,
did-
which is February 3rd.
Have any
Did
of
they
y'all?
send you then to another gate and they gave you a cheeseburger and a Pepsi on the way out, or?
Well, that would be nice, but
I was thinking how much more interesting the drive-throughs would have been if you had to get them in your butt.
yeah. Well, what's interesting is that
We did that many times when we were driving when we were kids. You know, we'd always be moving people out the window anyway. You know, so
the neighboring counties, Volusia County, and a few of the other ones, it was first come, first served.
Yeah.
And right now it's just 65 years and older.
Mhm.
And
Well, around here, it's a joke trying to get it done. I called the hospital. It's a part of Forest General here in town, Howland Hospital. And after 2 or 3 days of calling, I finally got the lady to respond to me and to put me on the list for an appointment. Sanders never had heard back from him yet. And then the next day, all of a sudden, the governor makes an announcement: there's no more shots available right now. They're running out of everything. So I picked up, being an Ochsner patient, I can go to Ochsner over in Slidell or New Orleans or wherever and get it there. So I called, and 10 minutes later, the lady answered, got on the phone with me and set up both our appointments for the first was in February, the second was the first part of March.
Mhm.
We're set
Dad,
for the
yeah.
vaccines, but
We got Bonnie's dad set up at Oxnard for the 21st. I'm
Oh.
not quite old of January.
okay.
Yeah,
Mine's
yeah.
the first,
And
February the 21st, and then the second was March the 14th, I think. and Sandra's the same day.
Yes,
Just
So-
coming in to say hey.
Hey, Bonnie.
Hey, Bonnie.
Hey,
How are you?
Bonnie.
Hey,
Everybody's doing
Happy New
well.
Year.
Yeah.
yeah,
Happy New
Yeah.
Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
yeah, the other counties around us,
We're
they
just
they
talking
sit
COVID
there
right
for
now.
hours and they say, okay, sorry, we've run out of doses for today. Come back tomorrow.
Well,
Well,
thankfully or unthankfully, I'm old enough to get it now. So,
Yeah.
so we're both got our appointments, but I mean, I don't know
Well-
anyone that's got it around here yet. It's just typical disaster, you know.
Well, they told me I got the Moderna shot,
But
and then a few days later, someone said, oh, well, I got the AstraZeneca one, or whatever one of the other ones were.
you have to, they'll let you know. Did they set your appointment up at that time for the next one? For
Well,
the second?
when you
Right? They said,
register, you have to pick
that's
both.
what I mean. But you get both of them. Yeah, that's what
Because the,
happened to us. Yeah.
After, if you just got the first one, or the first date and you just log out, they give you a barcode, which isn't good because you need the QR code.
Hmm.
Right, so anyway, and there's a lot of people that went through and got the first shot, and they didn't go back for the second shot. So
It doesn't do any good.
Well, no, they say it does give you some protection.
Well, a little bit.
One shot, but it's not as,
Yeah.
No show.
I'll
Have,
get
have,
mine.
David, have you had any yours yet, or Tom or Bill? Anybody?
No, they,
Yeah.
North
I've been-
Carolina just yesterday, I think it is. Yeah. Started to allow, 65 and
Yeah,
over. Prior to yesterday, it was just 75 and
Yeah.
Well,
over.
that's right. So y'all are children. You wouldn't have had your times yet set up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
our governor said,
So-
no, not 75. See, he mandated 65.
Well, the governor of Mississippi changed it to 65, and later that day, then they came. I said, "Well, everything's booked up now until sometime in February, whenever we get more vaccine shipped to them." So,
Yeah.
yeah,
I think
It-
I think nationally, officially, they said 65, but Louisiana doesn't have enough doses. They're giving them if you're over 70.
yeah.
I didn't quite make the cut. So, but I'm with Oxner, so I have my little request in on my Oxner. Thing.
I went that.
Let me know when they're available. Yeah.
I tried that, and they kept saying we can't do this for you right now or something. So I said, "Well, I'll just call the number." It's an 844 number for Oshner. And after a few rings, the lady answered the phone, just like you make an appointment to go see the doctor. She said, "Okay, hang on." I gave her our names and ages and all that kind of stuff, dates of birth.
Good.
Yeah.
So
I did get an email from Oxner, which was, I didn't want to call them and tell them I wasn't still there anymore in case.
you're not willing to drive
in case
500,
somebody-
500, 600 miles to get that, right? 700, 800.
Well, it did cross my mind, but if there'd be a lot of trouble here. But yeah, that's the other thing. I mean,
Yeah.
if there does seem to be
Yeah.
things falling
Oh,
apart here.
Yeah, we'll get, it might eventually get them. It's just going to take a while, as usual. You knew it was going to be some kind of a big screw up, and it is, of course. Mississippi has the world's, I think, the United States lowest rates of people that have actually gotten it, 2%, or that is
Oh my
supposed to have
gosh.
gotten it. That's it. And I don't know anyone that's got it. They haven't been able to get appointments or anything. So I just said I'm just going right over to Louisiana and get it there. And being an Oxford patient, I asked them. They said, "Oh yeah, it doesn't matter where you live." So
There's one guy I know in New Orleans who said that his pharmacy, he uses a small independent pharmacy, A1 pharmacy. And he said that they called him and said, you ready for your shot? And it turns
Really?
out that in addition to Oxner getting the bulk of the vaccines, that they sent some out to small independent pharmacies.
Yeah,
And
my
one of them-
brother-in-law did that in North Louisiana. He lives in Sterlington, and they had a pharmacy there, and he called the lady. She said, "Yeah, come on over."
really, wow.
It's just
Now
Crazy,
in DC on the news is got this young guy about 40 years old. He calls the pharmacy here and says, "Hey, look, I live 10 minutes away. If you have some vaccine that you're gonna, like it's gonna go bad because you're missing some people." The next day he got a call and he and his wife got shots.
The
Wow.
first shot. My goodness.
Yeah.
I guess you gotta
It
take
just-
thaw it out or something first, huh? That's
Well, I
a-
think they get, like when you thaw it out, you get like 50 shots, and if
Something like
only
that.
49 people show up that day and you don't get the 50th, I'll go,
I'm
Does
sure.
anyone
Maybe a
know
shot.
if the second shot is the same dose as the first shot?
I
don't
think
know.
it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be the same brand. Whatever you got the first time, it needs to be the same brand because they're not all the same.
But not a booster.
No, it's
Yeah,
the
it must be
same.
the same because up here they said they were holding half of it for the second shots, but then they just released it so that everybody could get the first shot, and they're hoping more comes in. So I guess it must be the same thing.
Yeah.
I believe that the reason that the second shot feels worse is because your body has started to build up antibodies
Antibodies.
towards it. So when you get that second one in there, your body already has some antibodies trying to fight it off, you know, and which strengthens everything, I think. And that's why you get the swelling. And that's what I heard. You know, I'm no doctor. That's what somebody told me.
You'd be a good Dr. Bill. Dr. Bill.
Dr. Bill.
I am a Dr. Bill. What do you think about it?
Yeah, we had gone to the doctor's office, our primary care doctor here in town, just to get some blood work done for a checkup next week on cholesterol stuff and all. And there was a lady checking in, and she was talking about how she's made her sick as a dog for one day, and then she felt fine after that. We just heard her talking to somebody about it.
Yeah.
But, you know,
I know when I got the shingles vaccine, you have to get 2 doses of it, the new stuff. And the first one didn't bother me at all. The second one, man, my arm just stayed swollen with fever in it.
the what kind of vaccine?
Shingles.
Oh, the shingles.
If you haven't gotten it, you better get it because
We need to
I
get
got the
that.
shingles once, and it's no picnic. And you can keep getting it. You know,
Yeah, my son's had it. He's only 40 years old. He's had shingles.
Yeah, I had mine was Shingrix. Shingrix. SHINGRIX.
Yeah, that's the vaccine.
Oh, the vaccine.
That's the vaccine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
It's 2 shots. It's 2 shots for that, right?
yeah.
Yeah, the new one is 2 shots, and the first one didn't bother me at all. But like I said, that second one, and I don't usually have problems with flu shots and all that, but the second one, I really felt bad for a few days, and my arm was swollen. And every time you touch it, it felt like I had fever in it. You know, so maybe
You
that's
get it at a drugstore.
yeah. I went to
I
Walgreens.
know. I'll say Walgreens, CVS are advertising. They give it. The doctors always said they don't. You go to Walgreens or CVS.
Right, because of Medicare or something, they say they pay for it at Walgreens, but you'd have to pay for it out of pocket at Oxner for some reason. So,
Right.
but it was no trouble. I just, went over there and said,
We need to get that done.
ate a Milky Way while I was waiting, and then
Yeah.
I do really well in the candy aisle there.
Yeah. We need to get that. I keep forgetting about that. Getting that shingles thing.
Yeah, I got the first one. I got to get the second one.
Yeah. You hear that, Sandra? What? About getting the shingles vaccine? We need to get that done. Shingles.
Already.
Not shingles. Okay.
It's
I
like
was
the
just
shingles
passing
on
the
your
word.
house.
Yeah, like shingles on the house. Yeah. We had one a couple of years ago, but it was just a one-time thing. But now I think it's a new one that gives you two of them or something. And that's supposed to.
Yeah, they told me that the first one wasn't, that the old shingles vaccine wasn't nearly as good as this new stuff.
So you need to be re-shingled, huh?
I had the first one in 2013. It was Zostavax, and then I had in 2019 Shingrix. Shingrix.
It's easy for you to say.
Yeah.
Anything been going on with anybody? Just nothing, same old, nothing.
Just looking at all these faces here, we're talking like we're in a nursing home here or something like that. All the
Yeah.
aches and
Let's
pains.
talk about something cheerful.
The old waiters.
Don't
The
you
old
remember
waiters
like
home.
sitting around the bar like after hours with a beer in your hand talking about vaccinations and stuff like
Hey,
Yeah.
well, nothing exciting has been happening up north. We've just been, locked down. But it's nice.
yeah.
I walk the dog and I see a lot of people on the street, and that's cool. But we're not going anywhere.
No,
Same here. We're not doing anything. We went wild last weekend and went out to eat. But we shouldn't have done it. but we
Places
did.
up here not even open now. We went and picked up the groceries. You pull into the grocery store and tell them what spot you're in. And it was like we were on vacation. Oh wow, we're going somewhere.
Yeah. I pretty much tell my friends that I'm hibernating.
That's what
Just
we're not.
going out for food and booze.
Yeah. That's it. And doctors. That's about it.
Yeah.
But so many of my friends and relatives who were like didn't care, weren't being careful at all. Now they're being real careful because they know a couple of people that have died from it or got real sick. So
This new strain apparently is hitting a lot of the younger people.
yeah,
That's what you hear anyway.
yeah.
My brother Tommy called me about a week ago and told me that he got it, and all three of his sons and his two daughters-in-law.
My goodness.
Wow.
His oldest son and his wife went to her family's Christmas party. And one of the
Wow.
aunts there had it and didn't know it at the time, but it must spread. It must be so contagious because then they had dinner together and everybody got it. not just some of the people, but everybody, you know, and it
Wow.
was, they all with symptoms, you know, not just where you tested positive, you know, so
Mhm.
he called to tell me, I said, well, I've been being careful, you know, we don't go anywhere, you know.
I just wonder if there's a generation, the younger generation, that doesn't bother to listen to or watch the news. They're clueless. Oh, nothing's gonna happen to me. I don't know, but they just,
It's just the flu.
Yeah.
You hear stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
just like the flu.
Well, my brother-in-law told me that it was going to all be gone November 3rd. It was just made up by the
Yeah.
Democrats to.
Because
Trump
Trump
and-
said so, man. And Trump don't lie.
Yeah, well, didn't go away then.
Well,
I was kind of hoping. I was ready for it to go away November 3rd.
oh, I am too. Everything in New Orleans has been postponed. The French Quarter Fest is first weekend in October. Jazz Fest follows the next 2 weekends in October. Everything's been
Hey.
scheduled for October, if they even have them then.
I
That's
think
why I
it's
got rid of
hysterical.
the apartment because everything was closed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
There's
it's
nothing-
hysterical because last October, there wasn't a week that went by where we weren't under the threat of a hurricane.
They mentioned that this is right in the middle of hurricane season.
Yeah. If it's anything at all like last year, they're going to be putting up tents and taking them down, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
They
that's.
haven't announced any acts or anything, but they just gave the dates that have been postponed, if they haven't, you know.
I'm
it's,
shooting for 2022.
Yeah,
Hopefully, everything will be normal by then.
Yeah, we were going to go to Hawaii this last May. Of course, we had to postpone that cancel that because of the virus and everything. So,
Yeah.
but
16-hour
United,
airplane ride.
but United Airlines, since they care so much for their customers, wouldn't give you a refund, but they they gave us a credit, you know, for the ticket amounts and everything. But I did check because we were going to think about going this year, but I don't feel safe flying. My brother and his wife, they live there. They really don't want us coming out right now. They're not. I mean, in this May or June. But I checked with the airline. We need to make reservations by the end of January of 2022. We can fly every time after that, whenever we want to. So
What is it
we have
like
2
about-
years.
Isn't it like about
pretty good.
16 hours in the air or something like that to get out there?
Yeah, you got to go through like San Francisco, and then it's another 8 hours.
It's how long does it take to fly to Hawaii? Do you remember?
It's a long ways.
hey, Hoss,
At least 8 or 9 hours or more, maybe, you know. But yeah, hey, Barry's coming on.
Hey,
Is
Barry.
that
It's a long flight. You fly to LA or it's in Denver or someplace, and then you have to go back
Yeah.
to San Francisco maybe. And I think that's what we did.
Hey, Barry.
hey,
So we're gonna go
Barry.
next-
Barry.
next- Hey,
Good
Barry.
to see you.
Good to see y'all.
Good to
What's
see you.
going on?
buddy.
You going on, Rick?
Here
Okay,
comes
dude.
Mike Johnson.
Have you gotten your shot yet?
No, I haven't, but I'm getting ready to.
Well,
You-
Good.
Hey, Mike.
hey,
Hey,
Mike,
Hello, Mike.
How you doing?
Mike,
what's up?
Mike.
Your schedule, Barry? Already?
always
You
at a
got-
different location, Mike.
I'm not scheduled, but I'm getting, I heard today that people my age are eligible now, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Well,
Yeah,
you're
I
a
called-
youngster.
oh,
I called him
first, go
yesterday.
first.
we wouldn't have any trouble over here in Mississippi trying to get scheduled. We just couldn't do anything. So I called Ochsner over in Slidell. Sandra and I both got appointments. They said, "What? Yeah, come on." We get the first one in this in February the 21st. The second one March the 14th. We have to wait a bit, but we're scheduled already. Wasn't any problem at all. Over in Louisiana.
Good.
So you know, I'll probably get sick before then, but we're hope not.
So
Okay,
what's
well,
been
since
going
Barry
on?
just came on, I wanted to share this one. These are some pictures that Billy took from his video.
Look at that one.
That's a good one.
Look, Tom,
Time
send
of
me
your
that
life.
picture.
Okay.
I would love for you to send me that picture. That's a great one.
That's a great picture, Barry.
Yeah, that was a still frame off my video that I shot up at the 50th reunion.
Yeah. Look at
Yeah. How'd you write that on your mustache?
that.
That was up the 50th reunion.
Yeah, yeah. That was just, I did some freeze frames off the video. I didn't take
Hey,
pictures.
Chris.
I think Tosh.
Hello, Chris.
Hey guys,
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
how you doing?
Howdy, Chris.
We see your posts on Facebook that make me hungry. They look good.
Yeah, well, it's not all make believe.
Oh.
What's that?
This is a little pizza, little meatball pizza for tonight.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, Chris, since you just got here, here's a picture of you.
Oh, there it is. It must have been at one of the reunions there.
That was
These are all from Billy Blank. He took them off his video.
Carnegie Hall or from
that was at, yeah,
some-
Carnegie
some-
Hall. That was when Joel was giving out the T-shirts to the special
Right.
guests. You know, special
Oh, yes.
helpers.
The helpers.
The helpers.
Well, it looks like the guy in the background sure hasn't aged a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That David's so funny.
Jim.
Miss Kim.
You're Matt.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, Jim.
Jim,
Him are here.
I didn't see you pop in.
He snuck in.
Hey, we lost another one this week. Maybe you know, maybe you don't. Howard Johnson died.
That's
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. He was a monster player.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did he play all the clubs except New Orleans? 'Cause I don't think he was there.
No, Howard, not Harold Johnson, Howard Johnson.
Howard.
Howard
Oh,
Johnson.
yeah, I saw that in the paper, but I don't
Two
know.
were
The
players.
black guy, wasn't he?
Yep.
He was, I'm sorry, Pete, what'd you say?
He was a black man, wasn't he?
Yes, yes. But he had quite a career. I mean, it's his bio was quite extraordinary, really. And he was very, very well respected in New York.
I don't think he ever came to New Orleans, though. I don't think.
I don't believe so. He was only, I played with him many times, but, and we remained friendly over the years, but he was on to better things for sure. He was in the New York Mustache, I think, mid 60s, mid to late 60s, maybe a couple of 3 years somewhere about, I would say. And then he went on to other stuff. I mean, he was with Gil Evans band for the big band for what, 6-7 years. And in fact, he got the Gil Evans gig for Bergeron and for Peter Levin as well. They all three were there for a while. He played with Miles for a couple of years, and he played sax as well as a tuba. And he formed his little tuba band. It's a 5-piece tuba band. It was originally called the Substructure, but then they changed the name to Gravity, and it became, reasonably successful.
Yeah, I remember Gravity.
Bergeron was in that. Bob Stewart was in that, and a couple of other guys whom I forget.
Now they could call themselves heavy metal.
Yeah, could be.
Hadn't been invented.
Howard also led the Saturday Night Live Orchestra for 5 years. That was-
Really? Wow.
Yeah, they're still heavy on the horns. The Saturday Night Live Orchestra.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, I love it.
I mean, I'm a string guy, but I love brass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, one
Howard
more-
was a character. He was a great character and sort of laid back. And I remember playing with him many nights at the New York club.
Oh yeah.
He didn't do many outside jobs. He used to just play in the club.
Yeah, I don't think he did outside job there. I think you're right there. I don't remember doing it. And he didn't do any with me, so I don't know.
Did any of you ever work with Rocco Paterno?
Oh, yeah.
Rocco was good. He's still around. I mean,
He was
he didn't pass
like a
it.
junior high band teacher, I think, or high school band director.
That's right. That's right. Down in Jersey.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the story. I may have said this before, but he had just learned that he was going to New Orleans for Mardi Gras years ago. And he told Joe Terra Joe, I'm going to New Orleans. And Joe said, oh, man, that's great. That's great. Oh, but you got to watch out. I said, what do you mean? He said, whatever you do, don't go on their subways. Why? She said, I just don't go on the subways. So he gets down to New Orleans a few weeks later. And about the third day he was there, he remembered what Joe said, and learned that it's 9 feet below sea level, and there's are no subways. The love was on him.
Yeah. Not a lot of subways there, that's for sure.
Yeah. And when I was at Disney, every 3 o'clock parade, they would have a visiting high school marching band do the pre-parade. And,
Oh, yeah.
and I heard that we would watch it because we played on Main Street, but not during the parade.
Yeah.
And they announced the band from New Jersey, and the band director, Rocco Paterno. I go, holy shit. So I talked to him and introduced myself. And nice man.
Yes, he was. He is. Rocco married a mustache girl, Denise. It's Denise Paterno now, but I'm trying to remember her maiden name. She played the banjo. Still does.
Wow.
Yeah, I run into her once in a while. She is, and Rocco as well. They usually come as a pair. We had a bunch of gigs that we do every year. We play up at Vassar once a year for their commencement, and so that's about the only time I see these people.
The commencement plays, you play banjo at the commencement?
Yeah, we do a parade.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
That's cool.
we leave the
cool,
old
yeah.
alumni around.
Do any of you still do the mummer parades?
I would love to go see the Mummers Parade. I mean, they have, like I say, developed. I mean, when I think of Mummers, I think of this crude bunch of guys strolling around the streets, kind of unorganized in Philadelphia. But my God, if you've ever seen a recent vintage Mummers Parade, my God, it's spectacular. It really is.
The Mardi Gras crew that I'm affiliated with, Orpheus, paid to have the Mummers down to be in the Orpheus parade a few years ago. They were excellent. I had heard of them, but they drew a lot of. They were a lot of fun.
If you go on YouTube, you can see a bunch of performances from all the different mummer organizations.
Oh yeah,
There's
yeah.
a lot of organizations like the Freilinger Jazz Banjo Band.
The Freilinger Band is absolutely super. I love that band.
Hey
guys.
Hey, Ira.
You're talking about banjo bands?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about banjo bands for a change.
Ah, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, let me slip one more picture of Chris in because this is a good one.
I like it. I like it.
Oh,
What do you say?
Nothing.
you see
I
that
know
poster in the
nothing.
back? You see the poster?
Yeah.
Your mustache knows.
The mustache nose poster.
Mustache nose.
Chris, what do you think Joel said to you? Hey, did you take a 25-minute break? That break was 25 minutes.
Oh, there it is. Ira's got the poster. He's got the real poster. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that's the actual
Oh.
poster, but that's me.
Wow.
Oh,
About 50 years ago.
I really wish I would have known all you people before I went to the 50th year reunion, because I kind of ended up hanging with people I knew and talked some with other people, but it was,
Well, you hung with me. That wasn't that bad.
it was
Well,
okay.
I don't know, Tom.
But, there was a lot of people there,
well, Kent and Roger and Fred are there.
Okay, now I got to read something because John McClendon wrote to. He said, "Hi Tom, I received a Christmas card from Marie Black, Harry's wife. I don't have an email address, but I wrote her a letter asking if she has one. Perhaps she'll join the guys on Friday. I gave her the news about John and search criteria she uses to watch and how to watch the past Friday meetings. Okay, another subject from John. Please don't let this spark an inappropriate political discussion, but I would like to ask the group to say a prayer for Capitol Police Officer Brian Seidnick and his family. He
Yeah.
attended Cranberry School, where I taught music for 20 years, and we had exchanged emails a few times after he joined the Capitol Department.
Mhm.
Brian's mother was the chief school administration secretary, and I saw her every day. Cranberry is also the hometown of Todd Beamer, famous for declaring "Let's roll" on Flight 93,
Oh,
2000.
Oh, wow.
I taught
Yeah.
Todd's son David to play
Euphonium,
euphonium.
euphonium.
Euphonium. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's my message from John, because he's
Oh.
I know he
watching.
was from New Jersey.
That was so
He's a
sad
New
about
Jersey
that.
native.
Yeah.
What exit?
Sad about that Capitol police officer and those
Yeah.
scumbags
Yeah.
that,
Oh, that was that's crazy, man.
yeah, you
Yeah,
know,
that was,
skin those people or put them in jail with the right cellmates.
You're gonna need more jails during this inauguration, I think.
Yeah, they
They said the FBI's arrested over 100. They got 200 cases going. They're going after another 100 people to arrest them. They're arresting them right and left. They're arrested, some are minor things, some could be serious. Which one? What happened at Sicknick? I remember
Somebody got killed.
how. Do you? I can't remember.
Is he the one that got hit with the fire extinguisher?
Yeah, hit the head with a fire extinguisher.
He was the one
guy
that got hit with the fire
He was the
extinguisher.
guy that got hit with a fire extinguisher.
Okay, they arrested the guy that did that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Protesting is one thing, but that was a terrorist mob scene, is what it turned out to be. It's just, yeah.
Well, I can't understand people being that angry at. I mean, yeah, you might not like
Right.
the Democrats winning, but damn, it's a
Right.
great country.
Life goes on. I mean,
Yeah.
They interviewed that police officer who was dragged out and beat with American
Oh.
flags and tased and
Yeah.
everything. And he said that they basically he says they were frothing at the mouth. They were, cussing and they even told him he could hear him saying, "Grab his gun and kill him with it." They were trying to
Right.
kill him with his own gun.
But my other question is, I mean, guns are not allowed in DC, and to even have a taser on, I can't believe this police didn't stop them, because I used to shoot down there all the time, and there was a Ku Klux Klan march, and there was like 15 Ku Klux Klan people, and there were so many police. There was a policeman every 2 feet, and that went on for blocks and blocks and blocks. And for this to happen, it looked very strange that they let all those people into the Capitol.
There's
I know
some suspicion that people working inside the Capitol building and that some of them may have been Congress people or whatever that helped plan it and helped open the door. to let
that's
people
what you
through.
hear. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what you hear. Yeah, they got a private tour the day before, I
Yeah.
think they said.
Yeah, but either way, but like John was saying, I pray for that police officer and his family.
Yes, definitely.
Because he just wanted work to do his job that day. Who knew?
They were just overwhelmed.
And
Yeah,
then
and then
the
another
They
police
couldn't
officer
control
killed
it at that
himself.
point.
so-called president of the United States. There's a special place in hell for that. You know what?
Amen.
And I hope he takes his son, Don Jr., with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don
one of the-
Jr.'s
one of the other
leaving New
bad-
York.
One of the other
He's
bad
leaving
things
New
is
York.
that Jake Angeli is begging Trump to pardon him now. Because
Really?
he claims he was doing it at the request of Trump, so he's asking Trump to pardon him.
Who's Jake Angeli?
He was
guy
the
with the
QAnon
horn.
shaman, the guy with the
He's the guy with the
Oh,
horn.
geez.
The guy with the horns.
he won't eat in jail because he has to have a special diet because he's a shaman.
Or
I'd
organic.
give him a
really.
special diet.
And he says
Three
he
hot and a
wants
cock.
organics, and I'm thinking to myself, well, turds are organic.
Yeah.
Can't he get us a very special cellmate that will feed him some?
I don't think you want to be in jail with Billy.
No.
Billy's.
I keep thinking of Chevy Chase in that movie Fletch when he gets in jail with this large black man, and the guy he says, "Oh, hi, I'm so and so," and he says, "Bend over." "Oh, well, nice to meet you, Ben." He says, "No, bend over."
Yeah.
Oh, well. It'll move on. They'll be read about it in history.
It's not over yet, guys.
No, it's not. They
No,
got 20,000 National Guard troops.
I mean, they've closed the mall downtown. I mean,
Yeah.
that's never happened before.
Mhm.
Yeah.
there's
Still got
20,000.
those asshole Republicans in the Congress that are saying that he was still saying that Trump was robbed of the election, and that the Democrats are just overreacting and not being unified. You know.
Oh, the Democrats are overreacted. I see.
I mean, you know,
Well,
Biden won by somewhere between 7 and 8 million votes, but
Right.
but Biden also had the electoral votes. Hillary won the other election by what, 3 million, but Trump had
Right.
the
Right.
states that counted for the electoral votes. So I mean,
What I tell my Trump supporting
whether you're a
relatives,
person or not, get over it, move on. You know?
what I tell my Trump supporting relatives is, do you really think the Democrats could actually steal an election? I mean, without
You
somebody
can't argue
knowing-
with them.
Yeah. One of my favorite things is why would the Democrats dress like Trump supporters to go to the Congress to overthrow the election that they just won?
Ay,
It's crazy.
What a
I don't
country.
know. But like that woman who got shot, I mean, she was an ex
Air Force.
military Air Force or something.
Right,
So,
Air Force.
I mean, she didn't
right.
seem to be a nutcake, and
No,
but
she
to
was
go
in the
through that,
literally the wrong spot at the wrong moment.
yeah, but to go through that window, it just seemed crazy to be going through that window to get to the,
Especially when
into the
people are
Capitol.
pointing guns at you, telling you not to come in.
yeah.
Anyway,
It's
Well, they're gonna
you're right.
provide a congressional gold medal to the
Yeah.
the black police officer that led the people down a different path.
Right.
You could see him in the video. He looked that way.
Yeah,
Senate
he
chamber
looked
was
towards
still-
the Senate chamber.
Right.
Yeah,
The first
he
time I
could lead
saw
and
that
let him
video, I
away
said,
from
why
him.
is he backing up all the way? I mean, it seems like but he was basically like leading him like the Pied
He was
Piper.
leading him like
Yeah,
Pied
he was.
Piper.
Mhm.
Well, then what I read today was that Pence and his family was like 15 feet away, kind of hidden in the hallway,
Really.
because they were going to hang him, which, you know, I'm sorry, but I would have enjoyed that one.
Oh, well.
Yeah,
Him and Mother.
just
That's okay.
Just let
I heard he didn't hang too well, so it was okay.
This is not
Sorry,
going
I
to
can't
end.
help it.
This is not going to end on Inauguration Day.
oh no, it's going to keep going. There's a
Yeah, but
freshman.
Trump will
freshman-
have to. Trump will have to testify under oath once he's no longer protected. You know,
Well, there's a freshman
And that son of a
congresswoman.
bitch cannot not lie.
The
I
one from
saw that,
Colorado.
Rick.
The freshman congresswoman from North Carolina on the 22nd, she's going to introduce a thing to inaugurate to impeach Biden.
Oh, I heard that today.
Oh yeah,
She's a
She's a
Marjorie
freshman.
Green.
She's just been in there like 2
She-
weeks.
She's just wasting taxpayers' time and money. I mean, come on,
Mhm.
just
And the
move on.
freshman- The freshman woman from Colorado, she was texting where Nancy Pelosi was during the invasion.
She's a nutcase, Tom. She's,
Oh,
yeah.
she should.
she's from a little town in northwestern Colorado, west of Steamboat Springs, and she runs around there. That little town owns a bar and thinks she owns the whole damn town and the whole place, and just struts her stuff like a peacock.
Now, what do you expect? She's from Colorado.
Oh,
Oops.
yeah, that's bad enough. It's that altitude, man. No oxygen up here. We all get screwed up.
Just hope everything will just settle down and get healed and move on, you know,
Yeah.
and just see what happens. And, you know, people
Let's
don't
get
like
us-
Biden.
Let's
4
get
years.
us all with the vaccine and get us back on track.
Yeah,
I'll
that
feel
would be
really
good.
healed up when those bastards go to jail, though.
I'll tell you, all I want to do after the vaccine, I just want to go to Costco, get a piece of pizza, and sit there and eat it. I mean, it's not a big thing to ask for.
I miss show popcorn.
Show.
Chris
Oh,
got a
like a
piece in
movie?
his oven. Ask him if he can come over.
oh well.
Yeah, I'm getting tired of watching things on the TV. I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
Some things you
The
really
same
can't
thing
take
over and over.
that, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got this one picture. I don't know where it came from, but I thought it was very interesting. It must be New York. Can you see that?
Oh,
Yeah, the New York Public Library truck.
Oh, that's where I got it from. But
Really?
Where?
no, I sent that to you. It was on one of those posters. The reason it's keystoned so bad is I shot it with my video camera, and I wasn't standing straight on to shoot it,
Okay.
and I just did a freeze frame of that. I just was shooting different things on video while I was at the reunion. And
What
it's a-
year was this picture? I wonder. Looks
Yeah.
like
Looks very, very cool.
60s?
60s.
Had to be the
Has to be.
60s.
Had to be.
Yeah, somewhere around 63 or 64, if we're looking at the
Wow.
cars.
I
Yeah,
can't
oh,
remember
that's
the
right,
last. It had to be early 60s because guys don't wear hats all the time like that anymore.
Look at the car back there, that'll tell you.
Yeah,
I was looking at the car. I'm trying to figure out what year that car is behind the truck.
But you know, I
Probably
wish they did
early
wear
60s.
fedoras. That would be a
Yeah.
cool time.
Well, I see Beisel there, so it has to be 64, 5, 6, somewhere in there.
mid-60s. Wow.
I
That's
can't,
old.
I can't make out the tuba player. I don't know who that is.
It was on one of those posters that were on display in,
Sure.
in the room we were in.
Hmm,
Goodness.
Never saw that picture before.
No, don't remember it.
All right, it's gone.
Anybody know where Roger's been? We haven't seen him in a while.
And I keep sending him the links, but he doesn't show up. Joel sent me a thing because he saw that I had done the memorial for John, and he said goodbye. I said, "We'll show up this Friday, and you could talk, and I'll stick it on." But he didn't make it. Let me see. There's a good shot of
See
Fred.
Roger on Facebook all the time, but he hasn't shown up to these.
No.
Kent too. I wish Kent would show up.
That's right. Kent's not here.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. There's
Oh, there's
Roger and
Roger.
Fred.
Roger and Fred.
Good.
That's from Carnegie,
yeah,
right?
yeah. It's one of
Yeah.
Billy's.
That's a great
Roger and
shot,
Fred.
Billy.
That's
It
great-
is.
That's a
great
good one,
picture.
Bill.
That's a great picture.
Tom, you should send that to Roger.
Okay.
Yeah. Do.
I'll say,
And I
Roger,
think
we've
it-
been talking about you. Get your ass on the Zoom.
Right.
I think that's Balaban's face sticking out of.
That's Red. You're right. That's Red Balaban. Yeah,
That's Red Balaban?
that's Red.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like him.
That's him for sure.
Who's Fred Balaban?
Red
Red.
Balaban.
Then and cats.
Yeah.
Red Balaban was my tuba player on Sunday nights.
Okay.
And then when I left, when I moved out of New York and to New Jersey in late '69, he opened up a gig in a joint in Jersey, and I had to learn a whole new repertoire because it was a jazz band, it was a traditional jazz band, and we worked every Saturday night for 5, maybe 6 years at this joint down in Jersey. And Red knew everybody. 'Cause Red was from a show business family. His father was chairman of Paramount Pictures.
Right, right. I remember that.
And I never knew that until for years. And
You'll
then-
sometimes see on
Fine.
credits for old movies, the name Balaban.
That's right. That's right. Balaban and Cats was the name of their movie. They had a theater chain in Chicago. Balaban and Cats, a guy named Cats and Red's father.
And Balaban and Cats was the Sunday night band for a while.
Right,
Sunday afternoon band.
Afternoon,
yes.
Sunday
Well,
afternoon, Balaban and Cats.
Yeah. Joe liked the tradition that Dupin had out in San Francisco. That is to say, have a jazz band on Saturday and Sunday afternoon. We had one on Saturday and Sunday on Cape Cod, but we only had one on Sunday in Boston, and we had one on Sunday in New York.
Right.
The first band was a group called the Southampton Racing Clam Bacon Dixieland Society or something.
I
like
remember that.
or something like that. In fact,
That was with Stan Levine, I think.
Stan Levine, and the trumpet player in that band is one that Pete will remember. It was Billy Barnes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good guy.
Didn't Gene Krupa used to sit in?
Yes, he did.
Gene
One
Krupa.
time I was there in '72. I
Gene
was
Krupa sat
I
in.
was playing with the show band. I went in to hear Balaban and Cats on a Sunday afternoon,
Yeah,
and
Mhm.
Gene Krupa and Wild Bill were on the bandstand at the same time.
that's right.
I got to sit in for one set with those two guys.
Yeah, I got.
When that Red Ballad, was it Lou Perlou and something or other Clam Bake Society?
That was
Southampton.
Racing Dixie and Clam Bake Society.
something
Yeah.
like that.
Lou
Something
Perlou
like
at the
that.
beginning of it?
Billy was in that band. A guy named Stan Levine played drums.
Right.
It was pretty. They were pretty good. Then they left for some
Look at
reason.
that, Tom.
Yeah, there's a good picture, except for
Yeah,
Barry. Barry
great.
Bonds.
That's a great picture. That's a
Yeah,
great
look at
picture.
that. And look, there's Rick Brono standing to the left behind Dottie.
Yeah.
I'll send you that one too, Barry.
Yeah, I hope so. That's great. Look, I had a cigar in my pocket, so.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Rick's now, he was from Oklahoma. He's now living in Kansas.
Same thing.
Tom, did you take that last picture or was that from Billy's reel?
No, that was from Billy because I was in it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. No, sorry about that.
No problem.
Hey, Gim, the piano player in that Sunday band was his name Teddy Prohaska?
That's the one.
Yep.
Yep, yep. And guy named Joe Ashworth played clarinet, and
Yep.
the trombone player was Skip somebody. I can't remember.
Derringer?
No, not Skip Derringer. That's a different guy. He played at the club, but he didn't play in that band. Can't remember his
You
name.
remember when Skip Derringer was in New Orleans? You remember
Oh,
that?
geez, he drank himself to death.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was Dave Brackett.
He wasn't the only one in that with that problem.
Yeah, well, it's funny. One of my guys I worked with in New Orleans called it Shenley's disease, which was cirrhosis. And I had this straight-laced primary care physician. He was asking about my alcohol content drinking, and I told him about my time in New Orleans, and I said there was a few guys that died from Shenley's disease, and I could see his mind going, Shenley's disease, I should know what that is. And when I said it was cirrhosis, he didn't even crack a smile.
Oh my.
Okay, there's a memorial to LaRue.
LaRue is no longer with us. That's his wife.
Hey,
Oh,
Bill,
wow.
are you still in touch with Barbara Bollinger? Because she would love to have that picture, I'm sure. Or send it to me and I'll get it to her.
Gim, you see a picture, that's you to the left.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Back in the, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the other guy? I don't recognize him.
One in the back?
Yeah.
You know who it looks like? The guy from Denver, Mike, what's his name?
I don't know who that is.
Dennis Condry?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. It's questionable. It could be, but I don't think so.
LaRue.
Yeah, the last time, well, you were there, Bill. We saw LaRue at Fred's memorial service. thing,
Yes,
you
we
know.
did. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
LaRue
he
was
was
there.
there. And I will tell you, I think I mentioned this to y'all before, but LaRue used to come into Fritzl's where I work on Bourbon Street recently, last 15 years. And he'd come in maybe once every 2 months. And apparently he hit it big with the KFC franchises, because every time he'd come in, he put 100 in a tip jar. So every time.
Wow.
LaRue had this little thing he could do. He would stand behind the bar and flat-footed, he could jump up as a girl was walking by, or going to the bathroom or something. He could flat-footed jump up and stand on the bar and shine a flashlight on her butt.
Yeah,
Quite a talent.
he was a great guy. He was a
He
great
would
guy.
rent an entire float in the Orpheus parade for the KFC
LaRue?
crew. Yeah, he called themselves the crew of LaRue, and they would all. He had about 50 people, and they would have a whole float in the Orpheus parade.
Wow.
And I would see him. I think he did it 2 or 3 years in a row. I'd see him out there. So they must have had some
Speaking
money.
of Colonel Sanders, I got to meet him one night. Well, my last 2 years at Disney, we played at the Yacht and Beach Club Hotel, strolling during dinner time. And Colonel Sanders, dressed in his white suit and his shoestring tie, whatever the hell it was, I got to meet him. Yeah, that's my 2
So
minutes.
Joan, this is Joan. Joan watches it to the YouTube sometimes. So there's Joan and Joel.
That's cute.
Isn't that a great shot?
That's a nice picture.
Yeah, that's one good thing about video. It shoots 30 frames a second, so you can always find exactly the right
Yeah.
freeze.
Yep.
Ah, yeah, good point. Good
And
point.
I just would freeze little parts of it.
And these are new photos for us, Billy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, we
know?
never saw that before.
Yeah, we've been seeing so many photos. We're looking at, reruns. This is all new stuff.
What's becoming obvious to me from hearing everybody commenting, I mean, I was doing people I knew and stuff or shots that I had, but there's so many people y'all saying that guy whose side of his face over there is so, that's what I'm saying. I didn't know these
Right.
people, I was just like shooting things.
Sure.
But I'll do some more of them, anything that looks
Yeah.
interesting, just put them up,
Well, the pictures you've shown us today are great. They're really fine.
Oh,
Good quality and, good composition. Nice work.
It's all Billy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I do it a lot when I'm editing my videos. I always find little freeze frames to kind of hold for a while, in the edit.
Oh, there's Fred.
Oh,
Oh,
sure.
there's Joe Sakala.
That's Joe Cicala, right? Yeah.
Now, Joe Cicala.
Yeah, in the yellow shirt. I don't know who's in between Fred and Joel on the back.
He's in a lot of shots.
Somebody's
He
kid.
was back behind Joel. Must be somebody's son or
Grandson.
grandson. Yeah.
Joe
Maybe
Cicala is the guy who stopped me from shooting all the bands all the time. He was the one who kept saying, no, you can't shoot any pictures in here. And so I kept sneaking shots.
When Joe Sakala got around Peter Babcock, holy mackerel.
Oh, shit.
They
Couldn't
both
get a word in edgewise.
He wouldn't let you shoot still pictures in when they were playing before.
No, that's why I kept hiding the camera. I did heavily shots of the New Orleans people because I knew them better. And I'd
Yeah.
get a shot, boom, and put it away, get a shot, put it away. And so then at the end, those were the only pictures that survived.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
And Sakala never worked for your father's mustache.
Okay.
But he was married to what's her name? Kathy.
Kathy Goodleaf.
yeah, they good.
Kathy Goodleaf.
Because he was like kind of MC in the very end there. He came out and introduced Joel and was kind of controlling things at that last part. I didn't know him from Adam, so I didn't know who he was.
Well, I
He
didn't
set
either,
up a
but
lot
he
of the
was
reunion.
He was the hotel manager, which is why we stayed there. And
Right.
Oh, okay.
so
Okay.
that was why. And he, in fact, he kind of went overboard with all the souvenirs and all of the arrangements. That
I think he was more than the manager, Jim. I think he might have owned a piece of it.
I think you're right. I think
Yeah,
you're right.
I think he owned a piece of the hotel, but I think he was really heavily involved in putting on that reunion with Joel. Very
Yeah.
heavily, if I remember correctly.
Well, yeah, he had all the logistics of.
Yeah.
Yeah, he set everything up.
It was a
He did.
great location. I mean, right by, not far
Oh,
from.
right on 57th Street. It's
Yeah.
great.
And he lived upstairs too.
He lived upstairs. They made that for him when he took over, I think.
Right.
Yes,
That's Charlie Borneman.
Charlie
Yes,
Borneman.
it is.
Charlie. Yeah,
Charlie been on the Zoom meeting a bunch at the beginning.
yeah.
Yeah, he lives up, he's just north of Orlando in Mount Dora, Florida, about 20 minutes away.
Yeah, yeah. They moved a couple of years ago.
Yep.
They had a
There's a
nice
guy in
place.
the back again with the red shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Who is that kid?
I have no idea.
He wants to be a banjo player.
Well,
If Joe Terra was here, what would he say, Barry? Another washboard player. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I wish I had seen Joe Terra and all these other washboard players. The only one I had ever seen was Wilbur at Your Father's Mustache on Bourbon Street,
Yeah.
And then John Stacy took over and played for a little while.
You never
Didn't-
saw Jerry
Did Terra come
Sacco?
down for a Mardi Gras one time?
Didn't Jerry Sacco come down from Mardi Gras?
I don't know.
Yeah,
if
Jerry
he was
Sacco
ever
did
down
come
there.
down from Mardi Gras.
That's before my time, if he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do
Jerry was a
remember.
nice guy.
Did he wear? Did Jerry Sacco have a big hat, an extra large skimmer hat?
No, I don't think so.
That wasn't okay. No, some guy came down for Mardi Gras. I thought his name was Jerry, but he had one of these oversized hats that you
Skimmer
could
hat?
spread the skimmer on inside of it. It was huge, and he left it there. And we ended up putting it on the moose for a while. It sat on our moose, and I would wear it sometimes too because it was kind of cool, But somebody brought it and left
Oh,
it.
wow.
Oh.
Look at Ira.
Look at me. Look how thin I was.
And
I didn't
that hair.
Billy Rubio.
That's Danny Rubio's sister, Julie,
Yeah,
and Joe Terra, and that's Danny Rubio's mother on the lower right side.
Oh, really?
is it?
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that. Julie still look like that, Barry?
No, she still looks good,
Yes, she
Yeah.
does.
but you gotta remember, she's like 65 years old now.
Oh, shit.
Still a
65,
child.
that's
though.
young. She's a
That's a child.
child.
What are you talking?
Young whippersnapper.
Yeah, I have that picture.
You might have sent it to me.
But
I
Ira,
probably did.
if you look at that picture and look at, I'm looking at you on the screen right now. You don't look at
Yeah.
anything like that.
No, not at all.
No, no. I'd like to see Julie again.
She comes to my house every Christmas night.
Does she?
Every Christmas night she shows
She
up.
never married, did she, Bear?
Not married, but she's been,
I know
living
she
with
was
a guy.
living with a guy.
She's living with a
Been with a guy
guy,
named Stan Crook for years.
Zen Crook,
Yeah.
who's a piano player. He worked with Tiny Little and all them out there in the West Coast. That's
Julie worked with Tiny more, and Zen came in and some of the stuff later on, but that's where I really met Julie, was at Sacramento with Big Tiny Little in the
Right.
90s.
Well, here, we never get a shot of Pete. So here's a shot of Pete.
Hey,
There
Peter.
There's
Hey.
Pete.
You're looking good.
He
Yeah.
looks the same.
Yeah.
You look the same, Pete.
Thank you. My double chin is gone.
I wonder who's playing the trombone behind you.
Yeah, yeah. You're not blowing into a big horn right now. So I was like,
Well, I bought that Con 12J because it was 23 pounds and the gig paid the same. So I figured, why haul a 50-pound sousaphone around? If the gig pays, it's easy to, pays the same and it's easy to just haul it around.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
the other night, Danny Rubio came to my house. We had dinner and went and sat in the garage and was listening to music and watching YouTube and stuff. And we came across an interview of Maynard Chatters.
Oh,
Wow.
Maynard Chatters was the black trombone player that worked with Pete and I for the longest, I guess, at the
Yeah,
Mustang.
Maynard, he was a great guy.
yeah,
Maynard.
I love Maynard.
And they had an interview of him and his career with teaching and education. He was head of the music department at Dillard University.
Really?
But the whole time we watched it for about an hour, Danny, I said, you look what he's not mentioning. Every night he was drinking a bottle of vodka.
I know that.
Maynard's most often phrase when the set was over says, "Come on, Pete, let's go out and get a taste."
Yeah, let's go get a
We
taste.
moved over there to Conti, that little store there, the little, the two doors in from Conti.
Oh,
off of
yeah, that-
Bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
And
was an AP, I
he'd
think.
say, "Come on, Pete, let's go get a taste." We'd buy a bottle and it would be gone by the time the night was over.
Yeah, Maynard showed up when Joel came down to New Orleans, what, 4 or 5 years ago, Bill? You were there, weren't you?
I didn't make that one.
And
No.
we ate at the restaurant where the Mustache was, and I can't remember who all was there. Bounty was there, but Maynard showed up. It was good to see him and talk to him. and
Yeah,
everything.
I had
Fred
a
was
job or
there,
something.
Mike
I
Gentry
remember
was there.
getting- Yeah, I had a job. I wasn't able to go, but yeah, I remember. I think Bruce Mawson showed up for that too.
Bruce
and-
was there.
and
Yeah, Milton came up.
Perry and some other people.
This is when Joel came into town, right?
Right.
Yeah, when Joel
Yeah.
came into town. Yeah,
Yeah.
Fred was there, and I can't
Yeah, we all
remember.
went and had dinner on the old Mustache balcony one day.
Yeah, yeah, the same place.
At the
But that day when we went and had lunch with Joel and Banu and all of us showed up, Rick and Billy.
Yeah.
I remember we were sitting there having dinner in the place that is now where the Mustache used to be. And Milton, Fred was there. Fred Hendricks was still there.
Yeah, Fred was
Milton
there.
Mary excused himself and went to the bathroom. And he came back. He said, "Fred, guess what? I just pissed in your office." In other words, the bathroom is now where Fred's office was.
yeah. It was the
Yeah,
ladies'
yeah,
room,
yeah.
wasn't it? That the ladies' room would go through into Clarity or
No, the men's room, the men's room
men's room, we go into the next bar from
to the
Muscat.
Clarity. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and so did the beer cooler.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
We have some interesting conversations with the bartenders at the adjacent bar in some nice meetings in there, you know.
Oh, yeah. That was,
Yeah.
Well, that was a long time ago. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
The other night when Danny and I were watching this thing on YouTube, interviewing Maynard, I said, Danny, that tells you we're getting old when they're interviewing our colleagues about the history of music in New Orleans. And boy,
Yeah,
you know we're
really.
getting old, yeah.
Did Maynard play at Preservation Hall too for a while?
Yeah,
Years.
Yeah,
he still
Yeah.
does, doesn't he?
because I remember it was.
Every once in a
well,
while now, but he
well, not
did
now.
Preservation Hall for years after the
yeah.
mustache, yeah.
Yeah, I saw him up in Washington twice on the mall when he was up here
Yeah.
playing.
Because
Right.
I moved to Texas. I lived there from 80 to 85. And we came in with some friends. I took them around Bourbon Street and all. And I said, I used to work at that club right there. And I told them about the jazz and all that. But they wanted to see Preservation Hall. And we went in, and Les Muscat and Maynard Chatters were both playing that night.
Wow.
Oh,
I said, those are two of the guys that played with it. So it was really cool.
Maynard was on one of the Super Bowls down here in New Orleans. He was with Preservation Hall on the broadcast. So that's a big deal. There's a few people watch that.
Yeah.
there he is. There's Maynard.
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 That's
Yeah.
Maynard,
Peter,
Barry.
Barry,
Yeah, that's when I first started, when everybody was still wearing
Les
striped
Davies.
vests.
Who's next to Danny?
Les Davies,
That's Les
Peter,
Davies.
Maynard.
Les Davies. Stop. No.
Used to carry a gun in his boot.
Yeah, he did.
$5 for champagne.
Marie Antoinette. It used to kill me when people would ask me for a bottle of champagne. And what kind of Marie Antoinette?
Yeah, sure.
We'd always make a big deal out of serving it because nobody ever got it. You know, so it's something. We'd make a big deal of popping the cork and pouring the champagne out for them and stuff. You know.
But look at it.
Finest whiskey.
325 for 64 ounces of beer. That was some deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, except it turned out to be like 30 ounces because the head was so big.
Look at whiskey. $1.25 a shot.
Finest whiskey.
Yeah. No matter whatever they asked for, we gave them what we had.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Now we had Jim Beam and VO and
Yeah, we
And
did. Jim
Yeah,
We
Beam.
had Seagram 7 too, I think.
yeah, we did have, no, we didn't. We had Jim Beam and we had
The Scotch was J&B.
Correct.
JP and we had VO.
And we had Bacardi rum.
We did have Bacardi.
Bacardi rum. Yeah.
Yeah. And but no, we didn't have Seagram 7 there.
No, maybe in New York did. We didn't. in
I
New
thought,
Orleans.
I
Jim-
think we did, but
It was, Jim Beam and VO and
did we have vodka?
Yeah.
I don't remember vodka.
No, we did have Seagram's vodka, I think.
Maybe. We had thought.
Not Seagram's. What kind of vodka did we have?
I don't remember having vodka.
Oh, we
in New
definitely
York.
had vodka. And we had gin too. We had
Gin, Gordon's,
Gordon.
K&B.
Yeah, K&B.
Andy Scotch. Yeah.
No, K&B was our drugstore that had their own brands around here.
The finest.
I'm trying to remember now. What kind of vodka did we have?
I think it
I don't
was
think we had
Gordon
vodka in New York.
Gilby.
No, we did
Yeah,
have
yeah.
vodka.
We had
We had
vodka.
vodka.
We made Bloody Marys.
Yeah,
Yeah, we had Bloody Marys for.
we had Bloody
Do we have-
Mary.
Do we have gin? Do you
Taka,
remember?
Taka vodka.
Taka.
Barry, I don't think we had Bloody Marys in New York.
We
No.
We
did.
had them in New Orleans for sure.
Yeah.
That's
There's
Bruce
Barry.
O'Neill. And you see Charlie Hernandez, the tuba player. I
Yeah.
look for him for the reunion. I look for him, and I've been looking for him for years. It's kind of like he fell off the face of the earth. He became a band director at Bonneville High here in Metairie. And then after he retired, that was it.
Huh. My goodness.
And Bruce O'Neill's still around. He's still playing.
Oh.
And Maynard, he had his own style of playing mustache stuff. Is really unique. But the thing the audience liked is when he sang, he started singing. and the people loved it.
Yeah,
Well,
So we do 2 or 3 songs a set with Maynard singing stuff like Green Green Grass from Home,
Mhm.
and I can see clearly now the rain is gone and shit like that, and the people going crazy because he was singing more contemporary songs, I guess, and they like one, 1 or 2 or 3 a set, so that worked.
Sure.
yeah,
well, Freddie Lonzo used to play pretty good jazz too,
Yeah.
trombone too.
good man.
I ran into Freddie every once in a while over the last several years or so, down some, I don't remember exactly where, but I did run into him several times over the years.
Well, Freddie Lonzo,
Right.
of course, he was with Preservation Hall for years.
Yeah.
And he's like still the prominent trombone player around here. But he was working at the Mustache. And when he decided to leave to go play at Crazy Shirley's down the street, he went to his teacher, who was Maynard, the guy we're looking at, said, look, we need a trombone player at the Mustache. You want to go do that job? Maynard had never done it. And within 2 weeks, he was playing Mustache stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm it all.
Well, I remember
Yeah,
Freddie Lonzo was mentioned. You remember that series that was out, Treme, with John Goodman and all that?
Yeah, he was.
Freddie Lonzo had a bit part in it once, and they even mentioned him by name because the guy, one of the leads in the show, I can't remember his name now, but he played a trombone player. He was talking about his cohorts and mentors, and he mentioned Freddie Lonzo. And I was
right.
like, wow, Freddie got mentioned in the Treme movie.
Yeah.
Ira, you remember Maynard, huh?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. He never played in New York though, did he?
No,
No,
No.
he had like 12 kids
right.
that he knows of.
Is he
That he
still
knows
around, Maynard,
Yeah, he's still
in
around.
New Orleans?
Yeah, he's still around, but he's getting up there. He's in his mid 80s now.
Wow.
I send him the link every week, but I never hear from him. I don't know if it's the right address, but it never gets kicked back.
Maybe he watches it.
No, that's
There's
sousaphone.
Maynard, Peter, and Barry again with Mike Gentry.
Yeah, that sousaphone I have that I've got wrapped around me. A friend of mine, a guy in high school, used to call it the blowhard wraparound. Got burned up in the fire. So I never.
Oh yeah.
Joel said,
Fire.
"Sorry, that's your horn, not mine. You give me a dime for it." Anyway, I need to go, guys.
Oh,
Okay,
good.
bye, Pete.
Take
Okay,
care.
Pete.
Nice
See you next
chatting,
week.
everyone.
Yeah, I
Stay
guess I better
safe.
run too.
He
All
will.
right,
Take
see you
care.
guys later.
See you
Bye.
next week. Have a
I'll
good
send
week.
you
Have a
guys
good
the
week.
photos. Billy, you don't care if I send those photos, do you?
No, they're just no.
Okay.
In fact, I'm going to go through the video. I might even just maybe edit out some of the really bad parts and send the whole thing up to Chris. I think, Chris, don't you still have that site for the
Yeah, I do.
mustache thing? I'll just put it in my Google Drive because it's kind of long, and because Joel talked about each person for a few minutes, and then they had some songs that the band all played. I had my little handy cam with me, so it wasn't really the best job I ever did, but I was just walking around, so a lot of the shots are kind of like, But
Chris, I'm still waiting for you to put that 87 reunion thing on.
I didn't shoot that.
I shot the 87, Barry.
And maybe that's the one. Chris, you have it, right?
I have some of it, I think. Yeah, I'm still
It's-
looking.
It's
That's the one
for
where-
VCR.
That's the one where Joel got up there and the club was built on the stage.
Beautiful. He did a hell of a job.
Right.
That one. Because he gave a speech before he opened the curtains that
Yes.
outlined the whole history of your father's mustache. And
Yeah.
it was the most detailed and to the point history that I've ever heard anybody say,
Mhm.
including Joel himself.
And it was illustrated. He had pictures to go
He had
along with the
pictures.
story.
He had
Right.
pictures behind him. And it's him talking over the pictures going behind him. If you could put that up, that was wonderful. And it's missing in action,
I'd love
Yeah.
to see that. I'd love to see that because I missed the 87 reunion.
Right. Yeah. People like him really need.
87 reunion was great.
It was.
Wasn't it, Barry?
It was the best one.
Contacted me. I couldn't make it that one.
I like the 87 reunion.
That was the best, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I mean,
terrific.
It's hard to beat Carnegie, but as far as, and you know, we're younger in '87.
Exactly.
We're in 2011.
Exactly. Some of us had hair then too, right?
That's right. No, no.
Yeah, that'd be
Well,
good if you could get that on there, Chris.
Yeah, I'll keep looking.
Chris, what do you have it on a CD?
No, it's on a drive that I tried to put all the stuff from the mustache onto one drive, but in moving from my office to my home office and things like that, I've things got shuffled around. It's not lost; it's just misplaced. So I gotta spend some time. You know how
I
it is.
shot a lot of that reunion with my camcorder, sent it to Joel, and he
Most
charged me
weddings-
$25 to buy it back. He made copies of it for everyone, charged them, and he charged me. Typical.
Oh, boy.
But that was a great reunion. That was great.
Yeah,
Danny missed that one.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good.
All right, so are we ending this one?
Yeah.
I'm gonna check
See you
out,
all
guys.
next week, guys.
Okay, I'll see you next week. I'll send
Good
this
to
to you.
see you
Barry.
all. See you next week.
Take care,
Thanks,
everyone.
guys. Stay safe, get your shots.
Thank
Stay
you, Ty.
safe, everybody. Stay
Thank
safe.
you,
Huh?
Billy.
Great to see you
I'll
all.
Okay.
get my
Bye,
second
Billy.
one in 2 weeks.
Billy,